but it's almost about a 24-hour cycle for the purpose of this YouTube video. My average is 4,000. Alright guys, we're going to do this in one take. This is how to trade, buy, mine Raptoreum. It's entirely up to you if you want to do a ton of research and get into it or not. That's not my call. This is purely an instructional video, and I just find these kind of things interesting. I did a video for Ethereum and Bitcoin. I figured I'd do one with this as I've experimented with it over the past 24 hours and I'm showcasing my results. Okay, so you're going to go to Google, you're going to head to raptoreum.com. Here it is, it explains everything. You're going to go to downloads and you're going to download the wallet and the miner. Okay, once you've opened those programs, extracted them, you're going to open up and run the wallet program. It's going to be greeting you with a screen that looks kind of like this. On the overview, it's going to start to sync some stuff. Let it sync. That's it. Syncing all the transactions, blockchain history, all of that stuff, right? And then you'll be able to use the thing. So just let it sync. It takes a while. When you go to receive, so this is obviously you're going to be mining it into the wallet. You're going to want to receive that Raptoreum somewhere. So when you go to receive, if you click request payment, it will create a sort of temporary wallet for you. It will pop open. It has a QR code, it has an address, and you can go ahead and use that. Keep that saved somewhere. You can go to file, backup wallet. You can store all of this stuff. Do the usual stuff. Keep your keys everywhere. You know, keep them safe. You're ready. You're good to go. You've got your wallet URL. You've got that safe and secure. If you ever want to receive or send, you can send it to someone's Raptoreum address, or you can again receive some with your address and your URL. So that's kind of how you send stuff. So if you wanted to send your Raptoreum to an exchange, you would put your Raptoreum address in here, maybe put a label saying send in my Raptoreum, and then you'll wing off your Raptoreum to an exchange. This is how the wallet program works. It's super simple. So next you're obviously going to have this file, which is a CPU miner. CPU miner is really simple. There's going to be a few things that you want to know. What pool are you mining to? For this, we're going to be using Flock Pool. Flock Pool is a place, it's a pool, it has certain fees. Do your research, but for me this is the best one. These are the places you can choose as your address: EU, US, US West. So you just want to copy the place that's nearest to you, like EU Flock Pool. Okay, and then we're going to go back to our program. So we're going to go back to this folder here of CPU miner, and inside of this folder called config, you're going to want to do the following: right click, edit. This is where you're going to want to paste in the URL to the place you're streaming to. You're going to want to place in your mining address where you want to receive the Raptoreum from your wallet into this user here. Just paste the URL thing that you were given, your wallet thing. The next is the algorithm. It's GR, leave that as it is. And the next is the threads. Now you want to use as many threads as you can to get as much coin as possible. I have 32 threads. I'm using 30 just so the PC is somewhat usable whilst it's running. You can limit this. You can make it run on just 10 threads and have it in the background. It's entirely personal preference, or you can have it on running on all of your threads. The second most important thing, or should I say probably the first most important thing, is before you begin the mining process, you're going to want to see this argument here that says tune full. You want to change this to true. You want to fully tune before you begin. Tune in gives you a better hash rate. Hash rate is the speed that you mine the coin at. You're going to want to run it as admin, and it will load up and it'll begin to fully tune. Now, it's very, very important that this process takes 2 to 3 hours, and it's very important you don't move your mouse or touch your computer, and you have as few programs running as possible in the background. Otherwise, it just completely tanks your hash rate and the tuning doesn't really work. So when you've got 2 to 3 hours spare and you don't need to touch the computer, run the tuning, and then you're good to go. Once the tuning has been completed, it's going to give you this tune config file, which just has a load of 1s, 0s, 2s. I guess this is how it tunes it. I don't know the technical reasoning for this, but once that file is present, as in once the tuning has been completed, and the program has created this file automatically for you, the next time you run the CPU miner, it won't tune. It will just begin to run like this, and you'll see that at the moment, whilst recording, it's still getting, shall we say, some speeds of 4,000 there. So we're still getting 4,000 whilst I'm recording. So that's how it works. You're going to have this folder here. It's going to be mining away. It's going to be receiving jobs to do, and then it's going to be sending to your wallet. So the next step is obviously you're going to want to get this out of your wallet and sending it somewhere useful. So for this, we're using Trade Ogre. The way you purchase Raptoreum is with Bitcoin. So you can also do it with other things, but obviously I've chosen to use Bitcoin. You can use Litecoin, etc. So you're wanting to go to an exchange such as Kraken, Binance, Coinbase, and purchase a small amount of Bitcoin, and then you're going to want to send it to Trade Ogre. So when you go to Trade Ogre and you make an account and it all sets up nicely, and you go to balances, you'll see here that you're able to deposit Bitcoin. This is going to give you a Bitcoin address that you will then put into your exchange, and you will send your bit of Bitcoin from, say, Coinbase or Kraken to this exchange, and then it will appear. Once it's appeared, you can then obviously go into the market of Trade Ogre, and you can go ahead here and you can say, hey, with my available Bitcoin, I want to purchase this much Raptoreum. And you can say, hey, I've got whatever, 100 Raptoreum now, and I'd like to sell it. You can go ahead and you can sell it on the other side. You can also do buy and sell sort of orders, like I want to only buy at this price or sell at this price, by typing in the number that you want. So obviously that is how you're taking Bitcoin, you're buying Raptoreum and you're selling it. But how do you get your mined Raptoreum onto this exchange? Well, it's a very similar process. When you go to your balances, you're wanting to deposit. So you go to deposit, it will give you a Raptoreum address. You will go to your wallet and you will say, hey, I'd like to send to, you know, this Raptoreum address that I want to deposit to, and I want to put my amount in. And then you can send it onto there. And then the same process repeats. You can go ahead and sell it for Bitcoin, and then put Bitcoin on a different exchange and sell it for real money. Obviously, there are different exchanges here. There are different exchanges that are available that use Raptoreum. I've just selected this one for demonstration purposes. So next, we are on Flockpool. Now, when you go to Flockpool and you have a look at this website, you're going to see kind of the average speed. Now, I've obviously been recording and doing some editing whilst this has been going on, so my hash rate has dropped, and I also wasn't mining in the morning, but it's almost about a 24-hour cycle for the purpose of this YouTube video. My average is 4,000 kilohash on a 5950X, and I think I've probably mined, I think I had maybe 100 when it started, and I've now got 134, 21 unpaid, 5 to come in, so maybe 60 Raptoreum, something like that. You can let me know. It might be 60 Raptoreum a day, which honestly is just a few pennies, but that's not the point. The point is just to demonstrate how this works. Just to note, when I didn't do the full tuning and I just did the half tuning, I was getting the average of about 2,000. So it definitely pays off to do the full tuning, close all of the programs out, and, you know, not touch your mouse, because you're obviously going to get much better speeds. And that's really it. So it's just going to be ticking along here. It's going to be mining away. It's going to be going into a wallet. And then you're going to be going and sending it to the exchange. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Interesting project. CPU mineable coins are always interesting because they obviously are more easily accessible for people. I don't know too much about the project. All I can say is there is a Reddit that seems to be somewhat active. There are people talking about it on Reddit. They also have a Discord here, which has quite a few people in it talking about Raptoreum. As you can see, there's quite a lot of people in it, chatting away. So it seems somewhat active. But again, this is not advice. This could be an awful coin, and in 2 days time they could do a rug pull and sell the whole thing. I'm not here to tell you to invest in Raptoreum. I'm just showcasing it for just educational purposes. So that is Raptoreum, the secure cryptocurrency and asset platform that is CPU mineable and ASIC resistant. That is how you mine it, sell it. Let me know if that was any sort of interest to you. And again, I just thought I'd do it as a 5950X kind of showcase that, again, it gets about 4.07 average speed. So yeah, that's how we do. And obviously that fluctuates. When there's less people mining, the difficulty is going to drop down. You're going to get more coins. And as it goes up, you're going to get less coins. Right now, the network's kind of difficult because more people have been talking about it, I presume. So the difficulty has gone up a lot. But it might come down if people lose interest. Who knows? Okay, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Appreciate you tuning in.